Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. We are living in fear. Abba Kyari aides cry out, saying NCDC denies them COVID-19 test. Some staffs working in the office of the Chief of Staff of the President's aide have revealed they are living in parallel fear, even since ever since their principal, Abba Kyari, tested positive for coronavirus. Recall that the Chief of Staff reportedly tested positive for the deadly disease and had gone for self-isolation where he is receiving treatment according to what we were told. It was reported that some staff in his office that has contracted the disease and has been tested positive. However, other members of staff that have not been tested are clamoring and wanting to be tested but have been denied the possibility of ever getting a test. Majority of the staff in his office who proceeded on self-isolation in compliance with the directives of the Nigerian for Disease Control, NCDC, have declined that they are still waiting to be tested for COVID-19 pandemic. Vanguard reported some of them are saying they are living in fear as NCDC has not reached out to them for the test. A source in the presidency has specifically said at the Center of Chief of Staff Office, "We are now in God's hands. Some of us have volunteered to be tested, but the NCDC is saying that it is only when one manifests the signs that they will be tested. It is only God that will help us, including you, the journalists that cover the State House. Maybe what we are saying is that if anyone gets the virus, let the person die." And this has brought a lot of fear everywhere and for us because they seem not to be answering us, telling us that only when we begin to show signs. Would they rather wait for us to die first? Even people who are afraid of the test kits still have to be tested. How much more we that are offering ourselves to be tested? People are beginning to get afraid of even the test kits because of the kind of information that they put around it, that the test kit itself is infected and those that have been handling it has not been handling it well. So we are really confused at this time. The only consolation we have is that the whole office has been fumigated, but every other thing we leave in the hands of God. So we want you, the media, to please help us get it out there that NCDC has denied us opportunity to be tested. We really want to know our coronavirus state as our boss is no longer in the country. I beg your pardon, as our boss has tested positive and is being quarantined as we speak. Well, this is the issue reaching us right now. As people saying that precisely Abba Kyari's staff saying that they are scared and they are really worried and are concerned because they've been denied the opportunity to be tested for the deadly coronavirus. We all know that Abba Kyari tested positive and it's been alleged that he's been flown out of the country to be treated. We've not heard from him all this while. We've not heard. We are still waiting to hear from him. He told us he was resuming the office, but we have not heard anything else. You know, he made a bold statement saying he was going to Lagos. The Lagos, we went ahead, asked the Minister of Health in Lagos State and the whereabouts of Abba Kyari, and he explained to us that he doesn't know. He hasn't seen him. He has nothing to do with Abba Kyari. They chat on WhatsApp and they communicate, but that was as far as it is, that he doesn't have a knowledge of anything we are talking about. Well, that's the matter reaching us that Abba Kyari aides are saying that they are scared. They want to be tested, but has not been given the opportunity to be tested, that they really want to know their coronavirus state. What happened was that when Abba Kyari tested positive, they naturally went into self-isolation, but that's as far as it goes. And after the self-isolation or incidents, and they were thinking that they will be tested so that they can carry out and begin treatment as soon as possible. So they asked the Center for Disease Control in Nigeria, and would like to get tested, since we all know that Abba Kyari has tested positive. We work in close association with him. He's now being treated. We also would like to know our status so that we don't go home to infect our family. Yes, we have carried out the due process. We follow the due process. We've quarantined ourselves. We've done what we need to do, but we also need to know our status so that we can treat ourselves even before it begins to manifest any form of symptoms. Apparently, they said they were being denied, and NCDC told them that there was no provision for that unless they begin to show signs, then they will begin treatment. But I believe that there are indications and there are opportunities for one to be able to know their status. A test kit, I think a test kit has already been researched out, so people can even test before the time to know their status with regards to coronavirus. All these people are asking for is just to have a simple test, and they are waiting, and they are depending on us to be able to pass on this message to the NCDC. Apparently, they are, they said they are scared, and they really want to know their coronavirus state, their condition, and to know their status, so that they can adequately look after themselves and restrict themselves, even quarantine if further, if need be. They've been denied. I think this is a gross infringement on human rights, because we all know that coronavirus is deadly. Their boss, who is the person of Abba Kyari, tested positive, is now in, whether overseas, we don't know. Lagos, no, because the Commissioner of Health clearly states, please refer to my former news and see for yourself and hear what he said when we asked him the whereabouts of Abba Kyari. He said he doesn't know, he doesn't have a clue. This is him making a statement here. And don't forget that a woman made a broadcast saying that they've escaped, they were out of the country, that this is a first-hand information. Her friend's husband, who is a pilot, was called upon to come and carry out the flight plan and all that. But apparently he could not be disposed at that time, and he made arrangement for other people to so somebody else to take them. And she said, so this is what was going on. And also, there are also indications of what happened during the supposedly live broadcast, which was no live broadcast at all, because we later found out that it was a pre-recorded live broadcast. They told us they were having a live broadcast, but already it's been arranged. You see, these are some of the things the government is doing, and it's a shame to say, but the least, that some other, governors, senators, vice president, and the rest are supporting such things that are happening by the government to her people. You see, it's really a big shame. So these are the matter here. Please, and those of you who are in the what's it called, government cabinet, please let these people have their test. It's their right. Abba Kyari has tested positive. Do you want them to start dropping dead, or they are not important? This is wrong. Let's not do that to our fellow human being. Let's make sure that um, they should get the test if they want to get the test. They don't want to wait until they start showing signs. They will love to get the test and have it now. Please, can we make sure that they have the test, and that they don't have to beg or go one or two things before they have this test, carried out. It is their fundamental human right to have a test if the test is available and they are qualified to have this test. Please, let them have it, please. This is our plea. They actually reached out to us to make sure that we, the media, dispense this information so that they can be compared to get them, tested. They want to know. They want to have their virus statement, to know what their position is, so that they can adequately look after themselves and look after those around them. Please, Nigerians, let's stop this kind of inhumanity we always do to ourselves. Let's look after the people who are around us, and let us make them know that they are important. Let's not treat some people higher than all. We are all fellow Nigerians. So make we look after ourselves, make we not make another person feel say e dey inferior, one other person I be the good. No, 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 no. That's not being human, that's not being patriotic, and that's not being a democratic kind of government. It's supposed to be a free government for everyone. Please, let's make sure that these people get their COVID-19 status known. Okay, thanks for listening. Please, if you have not subscribed, please encourage us by subscribing, liking, and sharing. God bless you. Have a good day.